How are you feeling?
Very sober.
Well, trust me, you're not. I don't want you to worry about it. We've still got plenty of time.
Everyone hates us. There's no way we're going to be ready in time for the election.
We are going to do great. We just need to hit our stride. And first thing tomorrow, everyone in this room will be planning how we make that happen. Maybe a later morning than usual.
You two are right.
What?
I mean, the one. There should be just one of you.
Okay. All right. Up. We need to get you some air. Why don't you step outside?
Yeah. Okay.
Tomorrow, we get down to business. It'll be the first day of the rest of the campaign.
Hey, George is getting anxious. He wants another check. I know. Not sure what happened to him, but he's pretty excited to talk to these people. It's a nice change of pace. Be ready to go, and let me know if anything looks wrong. Irina? Does he have this peach? This peach. Ivorish, does he have it? Отлично. Lorna, how's he doing?
He's been ready for 10 minutes, just standing by the curtain waiting for the lights.
You nervous?
Of course, but he loves it. Trying to inspire all those people, he lives for it.
Can I talk to him?
Sure.
They look impatient. They've all been waiting.
Waiting for you.
What? No. They've been waiting for fulfillment. Something with initiative. Passion.
Of course. Now, you have Irina's speech? Excellent. That will be your lifeline. Stick as closely to that as you can and we should be perfectly fine. Don't let anything happen to it.
Yep, got it.
And good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Thorkelson.
Here goes nothing. I am not here to recite that tired speech you've heard many times before. I am not here to play the game and convince you the other candidates are dangerously incompetent. I am just here to talk about the new moon. A moon that we as a nation will construct ourselves and place in the night sky as a testament to our tenacity and our enduring spirit. A monument that will mark our time, this time in history, as one of ingenuity and hope. The first man-made wonder of the galaxy. Jupiter has 67, Neptune has 14, even Pluto has 5. Why should we be limited to one? What is there to really stop us from adding another? The feat would receive international attention. America will be regarded with envy as our monument circles the globe, visible to every upturned eye. The demand for raw materials would drive the economy to the amount of steel necessary for us to accomplish all this will provide a number of long-term contracts within the industry. And it is my hope that when you are called upon by your fellow patriots, you'll be ready to answer that call on behalf of your country. A new moon soon.
You really think they were taking you seriously?
You think it sounds like a joke?
It does sound like the start to a very bad joke.
Well, that could also be said about some other brilliant, revolutionary thing we would just die without nowadays.
Yeah, like a toaster?
Exactly. Like a toaster. But different, because unlike the toaster, my idea is fun.
And how is it fun?
It inspires people, gets them excited. Even if somehow this ends up being impossible, people will be better off. They'll believe during that short stint of childlike wonder that it could be done.
So, how is everything?
How was yours?
Really good, actually.
Yeah, mine was good too. Incredibly good, in fact. Would it be possible to speak to the chef? I would like to thank you personally for an amazing dinner.
Mr. Thorkelson, I have one question I must ask you.
Yeah, okay.
When did you find inspiration for the new moon? Do you remember the exact day?
I'll, remember that day for the rest of my life. It was January 5th, early morning.
On January 5th, I had seizure.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
I was working, and everyone saw. And they said I would not stop whispering. It was one word. Lunar. I'm also part-time clairvoyant and astrologist. This cannot be coincidence.
Astrologist.
Leo, Scorpio in the ascendant.
That's right.
A new moon soon.
would you like to stop by our campaign headquarters sometime?
As you can see, there's a number of other issues that the American people are concerned with. It would be wise for us to seriously consider broadening our base. I agree. This one issue has taken us leagues, but we have...
Hey! Diddle diddle. The cat and the fiddle.
Not to worry, Georgie. I see you rising like the lion coming into the 10th house.
But George, gimmicks are okay, but they can only take you so far. I think of the political realities.
We need no naysayers here. You're either on the bus or you're off it.
I don't...
Promise them the moon, Georgie.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out this evening. Your support is really making this campaign take off.
Mr. Torkelson, how do you think the phases of this new moon will align with the old one?
It is our intention to study potential results of certain pairings and follow a course that remains as close to the originals as possible.
Would this moon be inhabitable? If not for us, then life forms with similar genetic makeup?
We are always open to considering certain modifications, but for now we are focusing on actually getting it made. Of course, we currently have no proposed restrictions should anybody out there imagine Earth a suitable neighbor.
Is it smart to create an influence on the universe like this? Have you considered the repercussions?
If we were afraid to exert our influence, would the first astronauts have ever stepped on the moon so long ago? We've always been driven to transcend the boundaries of our planet and understand the intricacies of our galaxy. Nixon was able to put men on the moon, but Thorkelson will bring the moon to men! And women!
They can't eat.
And, it's being
It's
reflected in the
just
polls.
a shame to watch, as this election reveals how easy it is for the American people to be caught up in this publicity stunt.
Unfortunately, this opens the floodgates for a plethora of grandiose schemes. How long will it be until Thorkelson decides to relocate the capital from Washington to his new moon?
They don't seem to like us much.
In their defense, we did a lot to make things simple for the voters.
There wasn't a lot of interest in much else.
The biggest casualty in this election, unfortunately, will be the issues. So many things have gone overlooked these last few months, namely the extremely controversial legalization of marijuana.
We've just received word that candidate John Oswald will be conceding to George Thorkelson, making Thorkelson the president-elect
It's official.
in this election cycle. Assuming everything
Alice, what can I do for you?
I had a question about the staff going forward.
Anyone in particular?
It's about Gina, actually.
Madame Scutari?
Yes, Madame Scutari. She doesn't seem to have any formal training in politics. None, actually. I sincerely believe she has none.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Do you plan to keep her on staff?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I?
I'm just not entirely sure exactly what she offers our platform. I don't think she grasps exactly how serious this is becoming.
Sure. She may not know the name of the 19th president.
Or the first.
Or the first. But she knows the last. And she has the names of the stars and the planets and the moons down cold.
That may be, but the fact is there simply is no place in the cabinet where that information is pertinent. Look, sir, I stayed quiet when you promised the American people something that may well be impossible. But now we have to deliver. And we need people with the resources to make it happen.
You're right. This has to be addressed. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Madam Scutari.
Now, sir?
Georgie.
Madam, I wanted to make you aware of some substantial changes we'll be making to the employment structure. Alice took the initiative to bring them to my attention. We need the establishment as focused as possible, and the current setup definitely has its problems. That's why I thought it would be a good idea to tweak the current cabinet structure. Add a Secretary of Lunar Affairs. Essentially.
What? Such a person would definitely be great asset.
I was, I was wondering if, you would want to be that person.
I would love it, Georgie. But his new position, what am I supposed to do?
Obviously, everyone is becoming very excited about this new moon.
Obviously.
I need someone to sort through the huge amount of proposals we're getting, weed out the ones that have no business being there.
Like which ones?
Well, let's see here. Alice, could you track down the other proposals for Madam Scutari? Now, aluminum alloy shell filled with styrofoam, plastic mold, synthetic, what I'm told is golf ball material. These are all rough, but possible. The hollow cement globe used for storing nuclear waste. We're constructing a monument, not a trash can. That's no good. Soil, compost, dirt, ooh, same.
What about this?
Huh, I don't think I saw that one. Chicken wire sphere coated with raw dough. Bake it with lasers or something. It'll harden like rock. Believe me.
No good.
You got it. I need you to find something in here that's not only possible, but worthy enough to be pursued.
No problem. I will have proposal for you by June.
You think you can have it done that soon?
We will see in June.
Where's Alice?
Scouting contractors.
Contractors.
For construction?
Right, of course.
Glitter. That's what we want, Georgie. Something bright. Something to fill the sky and throw out all the astrological charts.
Glitter. What were you thinking?
Sequin, Georgie. It draws attention, stands out. For the moon mirrors fields of them, Georgie. Acres upon acres. Think of the reflective power. Our moon, your moon. It will outshine that old heap of floating rock 10 times over.
Yes. Yes! A jewel in the sky. Brighter than a supernova, bright enough to shine through the foulest alleys and drive back the creatures of darkness. It'll cut the crime rate exponentially.
With all due respect, Mr. President, this glass planet is going to shatter like a gumball machine the first time a meteor or anything like this runs into it.
Listen, the concept is there. We'll work out a compromise solution. We've got to. The world's depending on us. I have to admit, I was glad when the novelty of this whole thing wore off. Every time someone had a question, it was always just, are you serious? But then the new question came, as it should, what's the damn thing going to be made of? The foundation itself will consist of jet-age plastic supported by steel girders. A facade, similar in size to Biloxi, Mississippi, will house the reflective stainless steel. Well buffed and with nothing to corrode it, the stainless steel will provide the same reflective coefficient as glass. And it'll be a hell of a lot more resistant. When we've finished, this moon will be the grandest thing in the sky. And it will be quite a while before any of that majesty is worn away. Any questions?
Mr. President, how are you adjusting to life in the White House?
It's fine. Nice and spacious. I did mean questions pertaining to the moon specifically.
Wouldn't even a facade of stainless steel increase the proposed
Mr.
budget?
President, when a facade that small, it'd be difficult to spot on your new moon.
We've already calculated that we only need to set the orbit at 80,000 miles, or 1/3 the old moon's distance. Because of its proximity to Earth, it will be fairly difficult for anyone to miss it.
All this speculation is well and good, but when did you imagine being ready to actually begin with construction?
We'll begin offering contracts to whoever's interested starting tomorrow.
The moon, the fool, the hanged man.
But what does it mean?
It's difficult to say. Many different energies hold power over these cards.
I see.
Regardless of what it is, I advise caution. The moon has been known to cause behavior some consider to be unnatural. Yours could do the same.
Of course, Madam Scutari. Thank you for your time.
Lorna said she wanted to speak with you tonight.
This won't take long.
I have Ellison's reports on the new moon.
And which reports are these?
The final ones, sir.
Ah, yes. Everything's in order, I trust.
Well, it will seem that way. But she has concerns that some research hasn't been followed up on as thoroughly as it should have.
Madame Scutari and I just discussed the moon's supernatural potential.
She believes there are some pertinent areas that are lacking.
Well, that just won't do. Luckily, I have some pertinent data around here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Employment statistics. This is the kind of thing you were thinking of, right? National unemployment at 0.9%. Interesting. Some military data here, too. 1,136 days since American deployment on foreign soil. Whew, that's a good fact. And some economics to wrap things up. The national debt is the lowest it's been since you've been alive. I actually didn't know that last one until just now.
She's expressing concerns with the structure itself, sir. It was completed weeks ahead of schedule. She's afraid things could have been overlooked. Just basic things, like how it's gonna compensate for decay in orbit.
I'm sure someone thought to check in on that. There haven't been many distractions the last few years. Every other nation is busy building their own satellites, trying to catch up to us. Military resources across the world are being redirected just to focus on them. Technology is expanding faster than it had during World War II and without the casualties.
Pure casualties, sir. Not none.
All that's mattered is how this turns out. This has captivated the attention of the world for 4 years. Every other worry is inconsequential.
Which is why can't end badly. If something
Were they still trying to convince you that something will go wrong?
They're paranoid we overlooked something during construction. They don't think we're ready for this.
Do you think you're ready for this?
I can't believe the cold feet everyone's suddenly getting. It's an epidemic.
I meant, are you ready for the aftermath? This is going to change people, George. There have been whispers that they're not even fielding a candidate to run against your re-election.
You really think that could happen?
It's a possibility you should prepare yourself for.
You're right. I can't let myself get distracted by all this pussyfooting around. We've spent enough time collecting every last bit of information, haven't we?
The whole world's been waiting for this.
And their wait will very soon be rewarded.
Wouldn't it be easier to monitor the process if you hadn't hidden the construction?
Yes. But then the whole thing would have become a process. Nobody wants to see a piecemeal moon. This is the quintessence of man's achievement on the planet. We'll be rewarded equally for the vast effort we put forth. It should be served up whole, or not at all.
What exactly is your plan for serving it up?
The field of steel is on this side, facing away from us right now. Once the construction's complete, we'll swing it around with rockets.
It'll be a triumphant unveiling. Might as well add a little pizzazz to the whole thing.
That pizzazz could throw the moon out of orbit and send it straight into the planet.
I'm sure somebody...
How could you not know where the rockets are sending the moon?
I have faith in the people I have working on this. All of them.
And they have faith in you, don't they? Maybe that's the problem.
The rocket should be calibrated.
It's not about the rockets.
Had no loving since January, February, June, or July. No time,
Nervous?
No.
Everything is gonna...
Ladies, gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our guest, the man of the hour, nay, the man of the 21st century, President George Thorkelson.
It's never easy to address the massive development that follows accomplishments like this, because something always gets left out. After I discuss the new potentials for cosmic exploration, I run out of time to praise the undying spirit of the American people. After that, there will be no time to list the story opportunities Hollywood finds itself with. I do, however, believe this is a tremendous step forward for the human race. Never before have we taken such part in the astounding, unfathomable surroundings of our world. This will be a night not soon forgotten by any earthly resident. Future generations will look to this day when in search of goals worthy of their pursuit. They will remember the gift of light. Ladies and gentlemen, the new moon. Would you look at that moon? It's really something, isn't it? Damn. What was it you were saying?
Nothing, sir.
Huh.